They're back. Good morning, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of the First Family of Vegas Daily Free Picks Winners Show. That's right, guys. The First Family of Vegas show is coming to you every weekday on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, joined by some of the world's best documented handicappers and biggest sports bettors. It's brought to you by the best website in this business on the planet, your one-stop sports betting shop, SportsMemo. Guys, we're going to be releasing a ton of free pick winners. You're going to get some great betting insights, and you're going to have a few laughs, too. So join us each weekday so we can improve your bankroll. We've got a very good show today, guys. It's going to be an intimate show. By intimate, I don't mean that we're going to be in our pajamas. We're going to be naked, but let me bring on my buddy, Dan Kaiser. Dan, how are you today?
I'm doing good. Had just good weekend overall. Son came home for Saturday for a visit from college.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, it was good.
Where does he live, Dan?
There's about an hour and a half north. He goes to Ferris State University. They won the Division III national championship in football. So it's a small town called Big Rapids.
Is it an hour and a half north of you, the North Pole? Because you're really up there.
Yeah.
How's everything else going, buddy? Good?
Yeah, good. Can't complain. It seems like Sniper West is on load management again, huh?
Sniper West, man, I got to be honest. I love Sniper West. Yeah. I've hung out with him twice. He's supposed to be coming to a show with me at the end of the month. I already got a reserved table. Sniper West, since he hit Vegas, has been as reliable as, I don't know. Now, you know what, guys? I'm messing with him. He's not here, and he's not here to defend himself. So I guess it's open season on Sniper West. No, he's supposed to be here today. I don't know where he is. I love him. But, either he's locked up, in a drunk tank, or maybe he's still at a strip club. Maybe he's at that strip club on Boulder Highway because, because it's like 75 cents a lap dance down there. It's like a quarter a tooth. I got some other fun stuff I want to talk about. Dionne's taking another day off. Guys, the First Family Show is on its own YouTube channel. Subscribe now, like it, ring that bell so you don't miss a single show. Couple things. Now, we had a miss Thursday and Friday last week. I own some properties in this area. All right. I bought the house next door. Let me tell you what happened, Dan. We had a guy who bought the house next door several years ago. He rented to a couple of girls who, they weren't mean. They weren't bad. They were nice neighbors. They weren't the cleanest of people, but it didn't affect me. Their backyard looked like Fred Sanford's front yard. If you guys remember Sanford and Son. But it turns out that they locked their grandfather in the house. They boarded up the doors and the windows and stuff because they were taking his checks, and they weren't letting him leave. I guess he was dealing with, as many older people do, some dementia, and they wouldn't let him leave. And I guess the inside of the house looked like a latrine. That's one. Two, they then rented the house to a frat house. One night they had a toga party. I swear to God, there was 250 kids on my block. I came out. I shot a shotgun off twice. I said, get the F off my block now. Now, kids were fornicating in cars on the street, urinating on the corner. The complex and security didn't do nothing. The cops came when I got the shotgun. Yeah. They says, we might have to take me in. I said, how about the 250, 300 kids that are naked, fornicating? There's two girls who are underage drinking right here on the next one, passed out on my neighbor's front lawn. I said, you're going to take me in? I said, get the frig out of here. I said, go call Lieutenant so-and-so or Captain so-and-so and ask them about me. Within 2 minutes, they said, all right, we're going to clear it out here. Having said that, they then rented to a bunch of kids who are nice. They probably watching. They're nice kids. They're trying to break into this business, but they let the front and backyards go. And let me tell you something. I don't want to look at anything that's ugly. Let me tell you, I'm too old. If I had gone on a blind date with Heidi Klum, but yet she had ugly feet and wore flip-flops, I'd tell her, go home and put some socks on. I don't want to look at anything ugly, Dan. So that was. So they had the house on the market. I didn't know they were going to, I don't know, not on the market, but they showed rent. There was two sets of renters here about 5 or 6 weeks ago when we were going through the whole situation with my dog, Dice. My wife said, Dionne, and my wife said, Joey, I think they're looking to rent again. I told them, listen, no matter what happens, you're not going to get what you're asking to sell. And I'm not going to let you rent again. It's not happening. So here's the deal. Every time you bring a renter by or try to sell, I'll do what they did in Step Brothers. You ever see Step Brothers?
Yeah.
Okay. I said, I will make sure nobody buys or rents this house. I will give you a little bit above market, but get out of it. I bought the house. Now I had to gut the front and backyards. I'm gonna redo the pool. We had some wins. All right, fine. So we didn't announce it. We go through the whole thing with dice crossing the Rainbow Bridge. We didn't announce it, but Dan, I am gutting the front and backyard. I'm converting both, and I'm going to redo the pool in a few weeks. But we're supposed to do it this week. Not happening because we had rain and heavy wind for a couple of days. They started Thursday last week. Friday and Saturday, they don't work on Sundays. Friday and Saturday, it was moot. We had rain and heavy winds. Last time I seen winds like that, a house fell on my ex's sister. It's a Wizard of Oz. My ex is a witch. Anyway, so we're gonna. I don't know if they're coming. I told them they can't come back Monday and Tuesday this week. All right, I just told them they can't. I got to at least come back for viewers. But I now own 6 houses in this development, 2 across the street in Spanish Trails. I don't have any headaches except for the guy next door. So now hopefully I have no more headaches. Yeah. All right, I got eight commercial properties too. And on most of those, I have businesses. Some I don't. I've sold some properties to the Stations Casinos, the Raiders organization, and the Hard Rock over the last decade. But not good. Things have been good. I'm not a genius. I'm not some big genius guy that knows this and that. I just know that if you know the area, you buy cheap. When the price is not, you sell high. All right. I did the same thing with gold 20 years ago. It was down to a couple of hundred an ounce. I started buying gold. That's the whole other story. We did go see a couple of shows this past week. We went to go see Matt Rife on Friday. Hysterical. Friggin' hysterical. He had 3 other comedians, 2 on the bill, and 1 was a host, was good. All of them were good, but Matt Rife was amazing. He was absolutely amazing. He is definitely warranted. It was only a year ago that he was playing small clubs, and then they got bigger to what you say auditoriums. Now he's playing arenas. It was a great show, a lot of fun. Then we went to go see Jelly Roll and Post Malone. I'm not gonna lie to you, back-to-back shows. I'm not a kid anymore, Dan. I was a little tired.
Yeah. And
Jelly Roll was very good, excellent, beautiful voice, very likable, quality, charming. Post Malone, I'm not really into him, but I'm not going to badmouth him either. But he's not my cup of tea. But he was good. Put on a good show, but I got tired. I looked at Dionne. Dionne looked at me. I had like a drink in my hand. I didn't even finish. It was halfway through the drink, an hour and a half into the show. And I said, Dionne, she said, you want to go home? I said, yes. So we left. Having said that, but I'm not putting great stuff. Kentucky Derby, Dan, I had the trifecta. I had it good. I had the exacta. I had the trifecta. I did okay, but I didn't bet $1 million. I bet like $720 on exactas and trifectas. Caught them. All right, I wound up winning like what I think was $2,800. That's all I bet. I didn't go crazy. I did basic research, and that was it. I caught it. How did you do? Did you bet the Derby?
Nope. I forgot it was even on, to be honest. A mate of mine got a hold of me like 6:30 and said, hey, who do you like in the Derby? I said, I forgot it was even on.
Dan, for our listeners and viewers out there, I'm going to tell you this. Sports betting is how I make my bread and butter. I'm good at it. I can't sing and dance. I can pick winners. I can tell you this. The most exciting and best odds you'll get in gambling anywhere is on a horse race. 2 minutes, first of all, is exciting, especially the last 20 or 30 lengths of every race. And your stress is over. Your aggravation is over in less than 2 minutes. Having said, and you can't get odds like that anywhere in betting. You can't. And don't tell me about a 10-team parlay or betting props. Guys, I'm not going to get into that. But you are not going to get odds like you can get at a racetrack. I grew up 3 miles from Yonkers Raceway the first 10 years of my life. My parents split up. I was still always at Aqueduct and Belmont and Roosevelt through the 80s. And then, I love a racetrack. Dan and I would go to California, Santa Anita, and Del Mar quite a bit. We do almost every year up until the last few. When COVID hit, we'll go down to Gulfstream because I love that down far. I got to tell you, I love that track. Great people, great track. Always loved it. One day I didn't lose a single race there. But I love the Derby. Did okay. Hope everybody out there did. If you want to chime in on the Derby or anything else, the floor is open. NHL and NBA, Dan, let's talk about it. Before we get into anything, Dan, I passed at all sports premium release today. I got big plays tomorrow, but I didn't love anything today. Okay, well, let's get into, first of all, tonight you got 2 series openers, New York, Boston, playing at the TD Garden. Boston's laying 9. They are begging you to take the Knicks there, but I laid off it. I don't know. Then we got Denver and OKC. I don't give Denver a snowball's chance in hell. I really don't. I think OKC is better, but 9.5. They can win this game by 18 or 20, but are they gonna? Tomorrow we've got Indiana at Cleveland. I think Indiana, especially winning that first game. I think they're in trouble in game 2. And then you got Golden State getting 6. Notice how I put that at Minnesota. Golden State has a lot of playoff experience. They did what they had to do against Houston. Tell me about the playoffs, Dan. Anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, I was with you. I looked at both those, both basketball games today, and didn't I didn't like anything in as far as that goes. Because as you said, they're begging you to take the Knicks, but I think it's gonna be like 8-10. It's gonna whatever side I pick is gonna lose by a point or two. So I'm staying off that one. And yeah, I think OKC can blow out Denver, but they have a matchup problem with Jokic, and that guy can just go off. So I'm gonna see how game 1 goes. To be honest, I'm not gonna see how it plays out to begin with. God, I played both games yesterday and lost both games yesterday, so they'll sit this one out in basketball today.
What about the Golden State, Minnesota? I mean, they're really begging you to take Golden State. Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken, several extra days to rest and prepare. Don't quote me on that. But what's your feeling? Do you have any feeling on that?
I don't know. I bet against the old guys yesterday. I'm with you. Minnesota's got that extra younger legs, extra rest. But again, sometimes I think rest play is a negative because they're not in a groove. But right now I would probably lean Minnesota in that one, but we'll see where that line goes.
All right. I kind of feel like today's card overall, we'll get into hockey in a second. Overall, it's kind of like being in a bar. See, in Vegas, they don't close the bars. They're open 24 hours. But back in the day, being in a bar and they yell last call and put the house lights on, yeah, all right, fine. You're probably going to get lucky, but do you really want to with what's left in the bar? And that goes both ways, guys, girls and guys. What's left in the bar at whatever time they close them across the country ain't. I thought the pickings were slim. Let me put it that way. Yeah, you can get some action, but do you really want it? The hockey game tonight, Dan, Panthers, Maple Leafs, Panthers on the road lane, about $1.25 as of an hour before showtime. 5.5. I think it's a tough matchup. I think if I had, these home teams in the opening round, in the opening series openers are tough. They really are. What's your take?
Yeah, I'd stayed off this one also, but I personally lean Florida. I just can't trust Toronto in playoffs. They stink every year, and I'd lean over. I think there's gonna be goals scored in this one.
I got you. Now, tomorrow, I can't comment too much because I already posted 2 big plays for tomorrow's. I love both matchups. Absolutely love them both. Love them both. I'm on fire in hockey. I'll tell you what, Dan, I had Winnipeg yesterday. I had them pretty strong. I mean, I'm not really big bet-wise. I've had bigger bets the last few days. But I had a decent bet on Winnipeg, and I had the over small. Okay, and I'm looking at the game. I'm down 2-0 right away. I said, shit. Then all of a sudden, it's the third period. I'm still down. Then all of a sudden, I get busy. Now, I'm at the senior center yesterday. I'm going to leave. You can't leave. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like Wayne Newton trying to leave a Vegas casino when I leave the senior center. Somebody stops me. They need help with their hearing aids. Then there was an issue. Somebody's scooter died. It wasn't charged, and they can't walk up on the second floor. Then we had another issue with somebody making a mess somewhere else. So I didn't get out of there for a while. And I finally said, because my wife donates time there too. So I just said, let me wait for her. She gets out, but she leaves about 7:30ish. So I waited. I hung out. I didn't look at the score because I don't want to get aggravated. I came home. She was grinning the whole way home. I'm like, you're in a good mood. Yeah. I came home. Now I've been dieting again. I started working out again, but I've been dieting when I was jonesing a little Ben & Jerry's. I had some Ben & Jerry's. I said, let me check the score. I said, holy fudge, we won. She says, yeah, I knew it all along. I said, and the over got there too. She says, yeah, absolutely. So better to be lucky than good sometimes. But I'll tell you know what, Dan, any gambler out there tell you they'll take 5 minutes of luck over a lifetime of skill. Any comments about that game?
Yeah, I think I shut it off and went to bed. I missed a great game. Yeah, again, it's still what, 3 seconds left. They got the tying goal. So yeah, it was a great game. That's what playoff hockey's all about, and honestly, I like the Jets, but something just said it was going to be a close game, and
I just thought they were a better team and playing at home and all that stuff. But I got to tell you, very excited. I'm happy for anybody that followed me and myself. I didn't overload on it. I did have something very small. The total, I had a good bet on it. Not huge, but good. I'm glad it came through for anybody that followed me and myself. Dan, I got to tell you, I'm very excited about a lot of things. We got some other things I want to tell you about in a minute, and then we're going to get the free plays, guys. But it's just me and Dan. We're gonna kibitz a little bit. I am very excited about something. Now, I'm not excited that I won money yesterday. I'm not excited that we're excavating the house next door. I am. Let me tell you what I'm excited about. Anybody from back east that grew up, God, in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s are going to know what I'm going to show you. I just got this from Amazon yesterday. It's a Spalding pink ball. This is, Dan, what we played stick ball with. Yeah. This is what we played stoop, punch ball, and slap ball with. About a year ago, I was having problems with arthritis in my hands, and I don't like a lot of the stress balls. So I went to go try to get one of these. I ordered it. It didn't come in a couple of weeks, and they said, sorry, they're on back order. We can't get them for you. I got a ding last week from Amazon saying, hey, something that you previously was interested in is back in stock. I ordered one. I went to this morning. I ordered a whole case. You get 24 in a case. I'm ordering 24. Don't ask me why I want 24, but I want 24. Guys, this made me happy. I want you to know the simple things in life. And if you came from New York or any of the inner city neighborhoods, you know what the Spalding pink ball means. Stick ball, stoop, punch, slap. We played everything with this. Want to tell you what they cost. $8.99. It used to be a quarter, then went to 50 cents when I was a kid. But these are the best. And I got to tell you, I just love it. I brought this in. It came 2 days ago. I brought it into the senior center. And 6 people from the New York all wanted it. They tried to grab it. So maybe I wanted the case so I could give them to them, but kind of cool. Having said that, Ancestry.com, Dan. I joined Ancestry a couple months ago. I sent in my DNA, which is funny that I didn't get arrested by the FBI because of that. Or Elon Musk. But Dan, I have 6,400 cousins. I do come. I was nervous. I got a friend of mine I grew up in high school with, told everybody, since we're in high school, like Sicilian. He did Ancestry.com, hit me up 3 years. He says, Joe, like 87% German, English, Scottish, Irish, no Sicilian, no Italian. So I sent in my thing. Turns out mom is mom, dad is dad. I wasn't adopted. I have nothing against it. I was always worried. All right. Black sheep of the family. That's why. 100% I come from the Potenza portion of Italy, which is 82 miles from Naples, my mother's side, and Catania, Sicily, my father's side. But I got 6,400 cousins, and I got reached out. I had 2 or 3 people already reach out to me. It was so cool. I want to go one more time into what the biggest news of the day, guys. I made a banner for it. My father, 93rd birthday, Sal Buster D'Amico. Dad, I love you. He's probably tuning in or he's making bets. Guys, for those of you who grew up from the neighborhood, my father's a gambling legend, the 7th highest rated craps player in the history of Atlantic City, one of the biggest horse bettors in the world. My father is 93 today. God bless you, Dad. I love you. We're going to be celebrating on Wednesday. I'm taking him out. We got a couple special things we're doing. My father at 93, Dan, can still out-gamble anybody. He can still go to a casino now and disappear for 30, 32, 34, 36 hours, and he still dates cocktail waitresses. Yes, he does. Okay, I'm not talking the one that have union, that the girls are like they came here with Bugsy Siegel. I'm talking about the young ones, okay? That's all I'm saying. I love you, Dad. God bless you. It's your 93rd birthday. I know we babbled for a while like I always do. We got a couple of things I want to tell everybody about that we're going to get into some free plays this week on the show. Now, if we do have any interruptions because of the house next door, I'll make an announcement the night before and the morning of. I don't know yet. I don't know. And I want to be reliable for you guys, but there's no way I could give you guys at least a decent show with the amount of construction that's going on next door. Tomorrow we're supposed to have Dan, Wes, and Steve Seagrave. Wednesday, Abby and Dan. Thursday, Jesse hasn't been on the show in a few weeks. Steve, Sean will be here Thursday. Wes and Dan on Friday. We're still trying to get right, Cape. We got to see if Wes comes out, gets bailed out, because I'm not bailing him out yet anymore. Dan, I'm not going to bail him out anymore. Probably locked up. No, I'm just kidding. But we got some great shows, but we got some great discounts. As you know, guys, the best collection of cappers anywhere in this business are at SportsMemo. And the people at SportsMemo are so great. They can price gouge you because we win so much, but we're not. We've got a couple of great discounts. Across the bottom of your screen, I believe today is the last day to take advantage of 50% off any daily packages at SportsMemo. Use code DAILY50. Any daily package, as many times as you want, 50% off. You can't beat that with a bat. I've got a big discount, guys. I'm killing it in baseball. I am killing it. I'm hitting probably for the season don't quote me, about 60%. I don't put out gums every single day. I'm not a volume capper in any case, in any way, shape, matter, form. But $3.99 straight through the World Series, no code necessary. Go to my page, buy it. I don't care if you bet $10 a game or 10,000. This will make you money. I can tell you, I don't have confirmation of this, but last week we did, was it $1 Wednesday? Was it $1 Wednesday, Dan? Was it Wednesday,
Yeah.
$1?
Yep.
$1 Wednesday was a success. I'm not going to confirm it. I'm not going to deny it. I don't know you. I haven't heard, but it was so successful. I wouldn't be surprised if we did that again. Other than that, guys, just go to the deals page over at SportsMemo. On any given day, you're going to see some deal, maybe more than one, but at least one that's tailor-made just for you, for your favorite cappers. Or this is a great way to familiar yourself with a capper you don't know or one of the new cappers over at SportsMemo. Having said that, guys, before we give out free winners, Dan and myself, the floor is open, so questions or comments, fire away. Let's talk about Dan Kaiser. Guys, when you're as good and as successful and as big of a moneymaker Dan's been over the years, I talk about him over the years, but I want to talk about recently. And this is why I love Dan. That and we have the same barber. I want to tell you why I love Dan. Because Dan said, we talked about the pickings were slim today. I passed on all premium plays today. Dan, do you have any games yet today?
I've just got 2 baseball games. I got a side and a total.
But being as successful as you have been in hockey and basketball, you could have put something out you felt half-assed about. Hope you want it. You got a 50-50 shot on the side or a total. But Dan said he passed. I passed on all premium releases today, guys. I passed. I'm not here to give you action. I'm here to give you winners. And if I'm not betting, I'll never ask you to bet. But I like the integrity you get from Dan. That's why I love him. All right, not only is he one of the best in the history of this business, guys, he could put games up and hope he wins them just to get sales. But he's not going to do that. He's not going to let you down. And I love that about Dan. That is integrity. Dan's going to tell you what he's been doing on the premium side. He's going to tell you what you can expect from him on the premium side as well over at SportsMemo. And he's got a free play winner. Dan, the floor is yours, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. Yeah, over the weekend, things were going good. 4-0 on the diamond and premium plays going into yesterday. We hit a little bit of snag. Astros were up 4-0, and then they gave up 5 runs in 7 innings. The game only went 7 innings. We lost that one, and then the Dodgers dropped one last night by a run. So 1-2 yesterday, but that happens. So at 5-2 over my last 7. I've got my free play here is it's on the first game of the 4-game set between the White Sox and the Royals. Shane Smith gets the call for the White Sox. He's 1-1 for the 2.23 ERA in 6 starts this season. He has a 1.72 ERA in his 3 road games this season. Like I said, the White Sox got me yesterday coming back from 4 down to win. But, the White Sox are the worst team in baseball for a reason. Like my dad used to always say, a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. The Royals have won 5 of their previous 6 games. They're coming off an 11-6 win over the Orioles yesterday. Cole Reagan is expected to go for the Royals today. He has limited their opponents to 3 runs. He struggled to start this season. Going into the season, he was a lot of people considered him as a Cy Young candidate, and you could get good odds on him, but he struggled. So far, he's posted a 1-1 record with a 4.4 ERA. The Kansas City pitchers overall have limited their opponents to 3 runs or less in 5 straight games before yesterday. They've allowed 2 runs or less in 3 of the last 4 games at Kauffman Stadium. Kansas City pitchers have a 3.0 ERA and a 1.09 whip in 16 games at home this season. Look at this Royals team who's come in hot. They've won 6 straight in 12 of their last 13 games against the White Sox. The White Sox pitchers, outside of their hitting, that's their major problem here. They posted a 6.53 ERA and a 1.61 whip in their last 6 games against Kansas City. Kansas City is not, the White Sox are not good on the road. They've lost 81% of their road games this season. You know, like they said, the Sox are the second worst team in baseball. Thank God for the Rockies. This is a perfect spot, I think, for Reagans to show the dominance that was expected from him. I'm going to lay the 1.5 runs with Kansas City in this one and to see what happens.
Dan, the Professor Kaiser says, lay the 1.5 with KC. It's a winner. You will be too if you follow him there with that free play. More importantly, follow him because he's going to tell you what you can expect from him on the premium side today and maybe over the next few days in some postseason NHL and NBA action. Dan, what do you got for everybody?
Yeah, I got a side play in the National League, and I got one total that's going tonight. Limited card today. I didn't like much. These two stood out as the best plays for the day. Going forward, hockey's heating up. I like to get through the first round of hockey and basketball to see how these teams are playing, and I'm going to have a few picks coming up in the next round.
Great stuff from Dan Kaiser. He's going to be sticking around, guys. If you have any questions or comments from him, more importantly, like I said, this 50% off on any daily package. Go follow Dan. You're going to follow him to the bank. And follow him on his Twitter page, at Dan Kaiser Sports. You also see his Buzz link, sm.buzz/DK. My stuff is up there. I'll tell you about that in a second. But Dan's going to stick around. You have any questions or comments for him, please fire away. I want to talk real quick about the First Lady of Las Vegas, Dionne D'Amico. She's not here. She's been taking a little time off. For several weeks, she was working on doing stuff behind the scenes on the show, and that's why we're getting more viewers and more people viewing the website. Thank you, Dionne. I told her, you know what? It's Monday. It's just me and Dan. Why don't you take off, relax? Because let's just face it, all right? Maybe she's not here. I'm the boss of that relationship, but I'm the boss here. So you can tell her I said that. Anyway, no. She's don't tell her I said that. 6-degree black belt, 94-0 in the ring. I'm scared of my wife. Having said all that, guys, but she's doing some great work over at SportsMemo. She's won 2 of her last 3 in NBA, 5 of her last 7 MLB, 2 of her last 3 in NHL. Overall, 9-4, 10-4 run. I believe she passed today, but she does like the NHL and NBA for tomorrow. Hopefully, she'll get them up later today, if not by very early tomorrow morning. But go follow Dionne. You got these great discounts over at SportsMemo. She's doing great work. I know you guys miss her. I do too, because you guys are sick of my voice. Let's face it. And she's a lot prettier than I am. But follow Dionne. You're going to follow her all the way to the bank. She's one of the best in the business. No, believe me, numbers don't lie. Go and check them out over at SportsMemo. Let's talk about yours truly, guys. I'm doing some good stuff. I really am. Hot 10-4 baseball run, 18-10 NBA run, 15-7 NHL run, combining for a total of 43-21 in those 3 sports. Currently, a 23-11 overall run. That's straight. Okay. I am not in love with anything today, as I feel the 2 NBA game 1 numbers are tough, while the NHL series opener is very tough. The MLB slate, short and ugly. I will tell you that. Reminds me of Rosie O'Donnell. I am not here to gamble with either your money nor my money. I am passing today, but I do absolutely love both NHL games tomorrow, and I have them already posted over at SportsMemo. I have these are documented. I was 23-10 slap shot and my 71.4% power play. Both of those games are already posted over at SportsMemo. Guys, they're both 4% plays. There's only one type of play that gets higher. That's a 5%, and I don't put out a ton of those. Watch out. This is as high as it really gets for me. 2 games already posted. They're posted overall on SportsMemo, $15 a piece. I'm going to tell you now, get some of those games for 50% off with that package that you see going across the bottom of your page. I promise you, you're going to melt the ice, burn your book, and you're going to clean up. I will sweep tomorrow in hockey. I am working on tomorrow's NBA. I do like both games. I didn't pull the trigger on them yet. I just want to wait a little bit to see where the lines subside. I do get some good information on line movements. That's why I don't put out games very early. early, particularly in basketball, because I get information. Now, I can bet it early for myself, but if I put out a game, -3, and I know the line's going to move, and it closes 4.5, 5.5, and they win by 4, guys, technically I win because I put up -3, but you get it late, and you lose. You go, why are they boasting that he wins? I try to avoid that. I may bet it early because I know where the lines are going to go most of the time. But I don't want to hurt you guys, the guys that put their trust in me, and I'm not going to do that, all right? I could pad my numbers and statistics. I'm sure there are guys in this business that do that. They put out early games. I don't care if you want to lose as long as or put out late games an hour before game time and take advantage of that. I like to give you every possible advantage. I don't want to ever hurt you guys. I know you guys trust me with your hard-earned money, and I never want to let you down. But I do have a free play today. Now, I will tell you, here's my sheet for today in baseball. You can see one green thing. I had to lean on the Dodgers today. I'm not going to lie to you. I had to lean on the Dodgers. Early this morning, they were 185. As I was debating on, I saw them go to 190, 195. They were $2 around as of several hours ago. They got an innings pitcher starting the game. He's got the good numbers, but he's only going to be at 1-2 innings. And you know what? It was a little too high. I don't like to go above $1.40, maybe $1.50 if I absolutely love something in baseball. But you know what? They weren't. They didn't offer us enough value at $1.85 to $2. So I said no. But I didn't want to leave you guys hanging. There was something that did catch my eye in baseball. I want to tell you about it. Let's go to the Diamond, where the San Francisco Giants visit Wrigley Field to face the Chicago Cubs, everyone. There's an interesting matchup, as these are two of only 7 teams in the NL that are currently possessing winning records. And without question, they could certainly be meeting one another this postseason. The Giants sit in third place, just 1.5 games back in the West, while the Cubs, they topped the Central with a 3-game cushion. These two teams play each other tough, my friends. This is the first meeting this season between them, but the last 10 meetings going back 2 seasons, Chicago's taken 6 of the 10. They really do play each other tough. San Fran entered this series opener winning 3 in a row, 6 of the last 10, and they have a decent road record, 10-8. Chi-Town, get in the car can't go. Chicago comes in here, they've won 6 of their last 10. They possess a 9-7 record at home. The Giants offense, middle of the road, they average 4.69. While, believe it or not, I had to double and triple check this. The Cubs top the majors. Lineup, 5.94 runs per game. There is a difference in pitching in the standings. That San Francisco ranks 6th with a team area of 3.44. Chicago ranks 14th, but wait a minute, 3.82. The standings may be far apart, but the numbers really are pretty close, all right? Speaking of pitching, though, Landon Roop and Matthew Boyd are scheduled. The San Fran righty, 2-2 with a whopping ERA of 5.10, while the Chicago lefty, he's also 2-2, but an ERA much lower, 2.70. Overall, despite having a higher team ERA, the Cubs pitching staff has been a little more consistent recently. I think playing at home and also coming off their first loss following a 3-game win streak give the Cubs an edge here. The Giants may also have a little bit of a false sense of security, my friends. They took 3 in a row coming into this matchup, but when they were at home against the lowly Rockies, I have a small lean on the home team, Chicago Cubs, playing at Wrigley, my friends. I didn't want to leave you hanging. This did catch my eye. There was some advantage for taking Chicago at home. If this would have been lower, maybe it would have made it a premium play. But I thought today's card in baseball was very difficult. Now, remember something, guys. I'm not here to give you action. I'm here to give you winners. There are guys in this business that give out a ton of plays, and they do very well, and more power to them and anybody that follows them. I'm a less is more guy. I'd much rather have one wife that looks and acts like Heidi Klum than 100 that look and act like Rosie O'Donnell. For me, my friends, I'd rather bet more on 1 or 2 games. Now, do I win every single day? No. But if I have a bad day, go 0-2, I'm 24 hours away from being back in the plus column from the day before. For me, it's always about dollars and cents. It's always about something that gives me an advantage. And it's about less stress. Let's face it, sports fans, sports betting can be very overwhelming. It really can. It never ends. You do your homework. For you guys, you do your homework in the morning. You follow us, guys. You watch the shows. You look at the numbers. You're trying to get the best number. You put your bets in. Then you're watching games. And then you're sweating games late at night. And if you win, okay, you worry about the next day. But if you lose, now you can't sleep at night. For me, I think less is more. I'd rather bet a few more bucks on 1 or 2 or 3 games. And even if I have a bad day, I'm 24 hours away from being back in the plus column. Having said that, I do have a great discount as one of the most successful handicappers in the history of sports betting. 25 years I'm documented. I got more number ones than any 2 or 3 guys combined. Straight through the World Series, every baseball premium release I have. No code necessary. Just go to my page over at SportsMemo. You'll see my my buzz link, sm.buzz/JD. If you came on late, we'll run down the free plays again in a few minutes. We're going to chit-chat a little bit. Dan, anything else you want to talk about today?
Yeah, I'd just like to throw this out. I know at the beginning of the season, me and Right Cape had one. We did a show. We've done it for 4 or 5 years now. We do a show on, it's called the NASCAR Report, where he breaks down NASCAR bets for the upcoming race. And we did first week we did one on SportsMemo, but for whatever reason the format didn't fit the thing, so we stopped doing it. But we came back last week. We're going to be doing it weekly. You can find it on YouTube, or follow Right Cape. He always reposts it on social media. But just to say, but yesterday he hit a plus 2,000 winner. He had a plus 450 winner. And then on the show, he talked about the race going into overtime, and he didn't want to give that as a play, but he thought it was a good bet, and that also hit. So he had a good day yesterday on the track. So if you just want to check that out, Sundays at noon. So that's something else out there for if you like to gamble.
Dan, I don't do NASCAR for a reason. I have very, 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 very close friends out there that are current drivers. I have a couple. So I don't do NASCAR because I hang out with them. We hang out. I'm always in the pit during races, always when they come to town at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I can't travel too much because I'm here all the time. I don't, but and this is new to me, guys. A race can go into overtime.
Yeah, it's new rules that happened in the last few years. If there's a flag in the last 2 or 3 laps, or the last lap, then they go into like a 3-lap overtime.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great. Can you do me a favor, though? One of these days when you do one of them shows at Rye Cape, can you see why these guys never turn right? They're always going left. I just want you to know that. I mess with my friends that are drivers and tell them it's not a real sport. You could be out of shape and chubby and drink and the only thing that's a challenge for them is probably, having to hold it for a couple of hours before they can run to the bathroom. I was at a race.
They do that anymore.
I was at a race where a guy had to run out of his car to go use the latrine. It was hysterical. Having said that, though, I'll tell you what, though, guys, if you've never been to a NASCAR race, go. I always made fun of it only because, let's face it, I'm a city boy, and racing when I grew up was mostly a Southern sport. And it's easy to make fun of things you're not used to. But if you go to a race, I was so impressed with how they stand for the flag, how they love this nation, how they respect our military, how they do their I think it's called the pledge, if I'm not mistaken. Is it the pledge, Dan? In the beginning, they do. There's a prayer. They pray and then they pledge and then they stand for the flag. I think they call it the pledge. I could be wrong, but I got to tell you, I'm always crying when they do this because it's amazing to see what they do, the respect and the love they have of this nation and for one another. And I got to be honest, guys. Trust me, I drive fast. The other night I was doing about 117 on 215, which is the highway goes around. I didn't realize I was doing 117. Just that everybody else is really going slow, I thought. But it turns out I was going fast. And that was with the Cadillac. That wasn't with the Maserati or the Ford Mustang. It was with the Cadillac, but I slowed down. But it gives you a real respect when you're standing in the pit, and these guys are doing 200 going around the track, how they could hold on to that car and keep it in control with 30 other cars on the track going in and out. It's not an easy thing to do. It's a real skill. I have a lot of respect for them. I like to bust my friends' chops all the time, tell them, come on. My dad's in his 90s, and he does that stuff on city streets. You guys are all in a row going left. But it is really a sight, and I have a real respect for those guys. I really do. One of these days, I'll tell you how I had a big argument with Jim Kelly in this room over NASCAR. It's a long story. I'll leave it for another time. I had a big, big argument with him after I whooped his ass in golf. Hi, Jim. I know he's not watching, but that's okay. Other than that, though, I didn't know they had overtime. That's something I learned new today. Thank you. What else you want to discuss Dan, today? We've got some time.
I don't know. Tigers are still looking good. Colorado still needs a goaltender. It's been about my weekend.
All right. I've done okay. I've been happy. I had like I said, the Jets yesterday. I had Winnipeg Jets yesterday. I put it out as a premium release. I also did have the total over. I liked it. But I didn't love it enough to give it out to everybody. But I dabbled with it. I had a good day with the Derby. I caught the trifecta. I had 4 horses in there. I had 18, 21, 7, and 8. Was that the 4 that I had? I don't know. Here, my ticket's over here somewhere. All my tickets. I didn't realize I bet $720 on exactas and trifectas. I'm not even reading this. I don't have my eyeglasses on, my seeing glasses. This is one of the tickets, $240. I have 3 tickets, a couple of trifectas and an exacta. So spent $720. I think the way I did it in my head, I won $2,800. So I won 2 dimes, which wasn't bad. Would have been nice if one of the longest shots would have came in first than I had, but that's okay. I'm happy with it. I think everybody was happy. We actually had a good time. We're at the Senior Center. Other than that, today it's also Cinco de Mayo, okay? If you don't speak Spanish, it's Cinco de Mayo. So be safe out there, guys. I know a lot of people have parties and you go to the bar, you go hang out with your friend's house. Just be safe. All right, here in town, it gets crazy. We have very large Mexican population. They're not the ones that get crazy. All right, but it's the people that come to town, the people that live here that aren't Mexican descent that really get nuts. And I got to be honest with you, it gets crazy out here. We're having a big Cinco de Mayo party at the Senior Center today. We got special margaritas, special menu. It's going to be fun. Let me tell you something, Dan. These seniors, man, they drink. They drink heavily. I thought back in my day, us, the younger generation, no. But we have a blast with them. They're the greatest people in the world. And I got to tell you, Dan, I have so much fun there that I actually feel good about it. You need me, honey? No. Okay. I heard a whistling down the hallway. I do want to tell you, Dan, Joe D'Amico's effect and charm stretched into the Senior Center. They play bingo. They got a big bingo room, a big board, just like in the casinos and the board on the table. And I do bingo every day. And months back, I implemented a cash ball. It is now normally it's 50 cents a card per session. You get the whole. We play 5 games every session. I mix up the first 2, then we do a single into a double, then we do a coverall. Mm-hmm. And there's cash prizes every one. One day a month we do $1 bingo. One night a month I do $2 a card bingo, and we have a blast. I got a turnout. It's like you think people are showing up to see the Beatles or something. But I implemented a cash ball like 5-6 months ago. I designate a ball. I pull it out before the game starts, and somebody gets on. It's a quarter per session per person. Mm-hmm. It got hit like 6, 7, 8 times in the first few months. It hasn't been hit in almost 3 months. The cash ball is $360-something for a quarter by my year. Let me tell you something, man. It is like almost standing room only in there. It looks like it's a biker gang of scooters and carts and wagons outside the bingo room. They're the greatest people. But they pull up because it gets so crowded, and they are jockeying for good seats in the bingo room. They get there at 12 o'clock for 1 o'clock bingo. It is the coolest thing ever. Can I tell you? I want you to know, guys, I've done a lot of wrong things in my life, but I went full circle in my life, and I'm doing very well. I own properties and businesses that I donate time here. And I fell in love with these people in the place and doing what I'm doing. Every day I go home, I feel good. They make me laugh my ass off. We have such a good time. I've cried with them sometimes. I laugh with them. But if you have an opportunity to donate time, we donate time at several animal rescues too. If you want to donate an hour every couple of weeks, so it's at a food bank or an animal rescue or something at a senior center, try it. If it's not your cup of tea, fine. But I promise you'll learn a lot about yourself and you'll feel good about yourself. I babble a lot, Dan, but I got to tell you, man, it's even made me a more patient son to my father. I got to tell you that. Having said that, closing thoughts or comments for our viewers out there?
Oh, yeah. It's a light day today. You know, it's not a great card, so I'm not sure. I haven't looked at what everybody else is doing, so it's probably going to be a light day for most handicappers out there. So, you know, perfect chance to use that 50% off bonus or a discount and hit up a couple cappers for a couple plays and see what's out there.
Now we will be back tomorrow. I don't know
Yep.
about the end of the week. I don't know what the guys next door are going to be doing with the construction, but I got to tell you, it's so loud. It's crazy. I've been giving my dog last week. I gave my dog CBD in the morning, which for those of you, they got doggy CBD. We've been giving them to them for years. It's great for all different things, but I give it to them to calm them. And I got a little camera in the house. I'm watching them, and they were out cold most of the day. But I heard it was so loud, the noise, that there was no way we could have did the show. Trust me, guys, you wouldn't be able to hear anything. And even if I muted everything but me when everybody else was talking, when I was talking, which I never shut up, you wouldn't be able to hear anything. We're going to run down the free plays in a moment, guys. Remember, we got that 50% off all daily packages over at SportsMemo. Use code DAILY50. I have a special discount. It is $3.99. All of my MLB premium releases, no matter the caliber, 1 cent, 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%. I don't think I've ever put up a 1%. I think I've had a couple of 2s, mostly 4s and some 3s. But 5% play straight through the World Series. I'm doing pretty good in that. One more shout out. My father, I love you with all my heart, Dad. Yes, his name is Buster. Everybody from our nickname. When you grow up in Little Italy, everybody's got nicknames. We'll explain that another time. Happy birthday, Dad. I love you. God bless you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And if you guys know, a lot of people know my dad, either from New York, from LA City, from here in Vegas. Guys, send in a happy birthday to Pop. I would appreciate it. I love my dad with all my heart. He can give an aspirin a headache just like I can. And we mix like oil and water, but I love him with all my heart. All right, let's run down some free plays. We got somebody. I got this share with you guys. Cleveland money line. Okay, Joey V said the Cleveland money line buried him yesterday. Joey, you bet the Cavaliers on the money line in game 1. I'm sorry you did. I would always give some advice that you don't know how a team is going to play in the series opener. I don't think this team is going to lose this series, and I'll probably myself, I would definitely, I'm not going to take Indiana. It would take an act of God for me to come in on Indiana tomorrow. But I may lay it on Cleveland unless that gets bet up to 10, 10.5, 11, 11.5. But I will tell you, money line, be careful with those. I'm going to be honest. You now need about at least 3 to 4 winning bets. 3 to 4 winning bets to get back in the plus column from that bet. Joey V says he thought he bet the wrong side. He had the Jets in overtime. I love you, Joe. You're the best. Joey, let me tell you, everybody's been there with a bad beat. Trust me. Where we absolutely knew we were going to win a football game by 4 touchdowns and we lost by 4. We've all been there. So don't beat yourself up. Today's another day. Just don't chase that money. Fire when you feel strong, but don't look to double, triple up. It may take a couple of days, but I promise you'll get it back. You follow Dan, myself, Dionne D'Amico, great cappers here at SportsMemo, or on your own. But when you feel in your heart, you know you got it, then you can fire. But you don't have to build it. Rome wasn't built in a day. He said he recovered on the Jets. But listen, buddy, don't look to double up or go crazy on something or try to catch them in game 2. I feel they'll come back with something to prove in game 2, but I want to make sure that line stabilizes. Having said all that, I love you, Joe. I'm glad you recovered on the Jets. He's a great guy, Joey V. He used to watch me on the Punchline show, too, with Frank Nicotero. Frank wants to come on this show. We're going to get him on this show. Maybe we'll get him on. Frank, if you don't know, he's a famous comedian. He was a host of Street Smarts, did movies, did shows, did TV, and we did Punchlines over at the South Point there. They took the studio out, a lot of other things. Not my secret to tell. I do know what's going on. It's their secret, and they release what's going to happen over there. Other than that, guys, lot of sports this week. If we do have to miss a show due to construction next door, I will let you know the night before and the morning of. Doing the best we can to give you the best we got. I know I babble, but it is what it is. Let's run down the free plays and we'll get on out of here. Dan, what do you have for everybody?
Kansas City Royals minus the 1.5 against the White Sox.
Your sexy and savory host says, take the Cubs minus the 1.5. It's a winner. Dan, tell everybody what you got on the premium side again.
Yeah, I just got 2 plays up today. I got a side in the National League and a total.
I did pass sports fans, but I have my 23 and 10 slap shot and my 71.4% power play for tomorrow's hockey. But get them today. You can take advantage of the lines before they move. I promise you that. I will sweep the board on those. I will be moving on at least one, possibly both NBA games tomorrow. I didn't like the games tonight. The numbers and the situations bother me. I'm not going to lie to you. I did not move on tonight's Panthers-Maple Leafs game. Listen, I'm not here to gamble with your money or mine. The First Lady of Las Vegas did pass as well today, but she's doing great in all three sports, hockey, baseball, and basketball. I know she let me know that she likes the NHL and the NBA quite a bit tomorrow. She'll have not be the latest tonight, but by the latest tomorrow morning. Guys, that's it. This week we got Sean Higgs. We got hopefully Jesse. She'll be back trying to get right cape. Let's see if Wes gets bailed out of jail. I'm not bailing him out anymore. Abby of Abby Sports Picks, Stevie Seagrave. We get them all on the show this week and maybe a few surprises. We'll see. All right, let's do the spiel, guys. Tune into all the First Family shows for a ton of free winners, some great betting insights, and a few less too. On behalf of Dan, my wife, the First Lady of Las Vegas, Dionne D'Amico, and myself, Joe D'Amico. This is the First Family of Las Vegas. Everybody out there, hold on a minute. We got another comment. Russell said, what's up? Russell, we love you. We got to head on out of here. Watch the recap. Oh, look at that. Joey V says, a visit from Ross. All righty. All right, sports fans, I got to get on out of here. Russell, look at the recap. We got some great free plays, some great discounts, and we'll be back tomorrow. Come on earlier tomorrow, Russell. We missed you today. All right, everybody. Once again, on behalf of Dan, the First Lady of Las Vegas, myself, Joe D'Amico, this is the First Family of Vegas. Everybody out there, good luck and have a winning day. What's up, buddy?